the Butterfly Center, we have thousands and thousands of school kids come, and we show them how they can look at butterflies with their eyes and with binoculars and so forth. So, you know, there's no reason why they can't grow up to, if they're interested, to study butterflies or be interested in butterflies. So, as I say, the world changes. I mean, people used to, the only way they interacted with birds to study them was pretty much shooting them until about 1890s. And what I always say is this: you look at the history of people's interaction with birds and butterflies, I mean, this way, it wasn't radically different, the number of people interested in birds and butterflies through the 1800s, in, let's say, in the United States. And there were, you know, a few people that were really well known and famous for this in both fields. And then in the late 1890s, people started identifying birds with binoculars. There was advances in optics. And then after World War I, optics became a lot less expensive. There were a lot of war surplus. And so that led to more and more people having access to these things and led to this great increase of people looking at birds in the 20s. That led to people writing the first bird guides and so forth. So until the late 1990s, birds, butterflies were the same. After 1890s, birding started to grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and butterflies stayed the same. When I started in the late 1980s, there were no more than maybe 100 serious people that, let's say, would go out in the field, like, let's say, every week looking for butterflies. Maybe 100 over the whole country, where there were tens of thousands of bird people doing that at that time. So there was this juncture, I guess, in the 1890s, bifurcation, where birds went to optics, butterflies stayed with nets and killing, and the result was radically different in terms of involving the public. And so my interest is butterfly conservation. And to conserve butterflies, you have to have a public that cares about them. To have a public that cares about them, I believe you have to have them involved with it, which means not running around with nets, which just is dysfunctional.